He found something moving in the snowstorm, written in third person, 800+ words, simple and emotional English. The snowstorm had no mercy. Thick white flakes covered everything. The wind screamed like a wild animal. On this frozen alien planet, nothing survived outside for long, not even machines. But one human was still walking. His name was Evan Ross, an engineer from Earth, assigned to a research outpost long forgotten by the galaxy. He was used to silence, used to loneliness. The storm didn't scare him, but something strange caught his eye. Far ahead, through the white wall of snow, he saw movement. Very small, very slow. Like someone or something was crawling. Evan stopped. Is that a life form? He muttered, his breath turning to fog. He adjusted the scanner on his wrist. The screen showed 2 heat signatures. Weak. Fading fast. Without thinking, Evan ran toward them. The snow crunched loudly under his boots. The wind almost knocked him down. But he kept going. Finally, he reached a tree. Half buried under it, 2 figures lay motionless in the snow. Small bodies, thin arms, skin not human. One of them was trying to shield the other with her body. Aliens, 2 girls. Their skin was pale purple. Long hair stuck to their icy faces. One was slightly older, her arms wrapped protectively around the younger one. The little one was barely breathing. Her lips moved, but no words came out. Hey, stay with me? Evan shouted, kneeling beside them. He took off his heavy coat and wrapped it around both of them. He couldn't feel his own fingers anymore, but he didn't care. Don't you die on me? He whispered. The older girl's eyes blinked open, glowing silver. She looked at Evan. For a second, pure fear showed in her eyes. Then she whispered, Please help my sister. Evan didn't waste another second. He picked them both up, one in each arm. They were so light. He could feel how cold their skin was, like ice. The way back to his underground bunker was hard. The storm pushed against him, trying to knock him down. But he held them tight and kept walking. His legs hurt. His body shook. But he refused to stop. 30 minutes later, Evan reached the entrance of his bunker. The heavy metal door opened. With a hiss, warm air rushed out, welcoming him. He stepped inside, laid the girls gently on the medical bench, and activated the heat panels. The lights scanned their bodies. Warning: critical hypothermia. Dehydrated, malnourished, minor injuries. Evan grabbed emergency blankets and wrapped them tight. He placed heating pads near their hands and feet. The older one winced but didn't move. Hey, it's okay, he said gently. You're safe now. The younger one let out a small breath. Her body started shaking, but not from cold. From relief. I'm Evan, he said, crouching beside them. Can you understand me? The older girl nodded, slowly. Nayli. He looked at the smaller one. And her? Sarah, Nayli whispered. My sister. I don't know what you are or where you came from, Evan said, but you're not going to die. Not while I'm here. Later that night, Evan sat at the edge of the room, watching them sleep. The storm still roared outside, but inside it was quiet. Too quiet. He noticed something strange. The bunker lights flickered, just for a second. Then, a soft blue glow appeared on the wall. A symbol. A shape. It looked alien. Like it wasn't supposed to be there. He stood up slowly. The symbol vanished. Evan frowned. Maybe it was just his tired eyes. But deep down, something told him. These girls were not ordinary. They had brought something with them, something hidden. And whatever it was, it had now entered his home. Evan didn't sleep that night. He sat near the bunk where the 2 alien sisters, Nayli and Sarah, were resting. Their bodies were warm now. Their breathing was steady. But something still felt off. His eyes kept going back to the wall where he saw the strange blue symbol earlier. There was no trace of it now. No burn mark. No shine. Still, he knew what he saw. The next morning, the storm had calmed. But the silence inside the bunker was heavier than before. Nellie opened her eyes first. Her silver pupils scanned the room quickly. When she saw Evan, she tensed. "It's okay," he said gently. "You're safe here." She didn't answer at first. Then slowly, she nodded. Sarah was still sleeping. Curled up tightly under the heat blanket. Evan offered Nellie a cup of warm nutrient soup. She stared at it like she didn't know what it was, then took a careful sip. "Thank you," she said in a low voice. Evan pulled up a chair. "Who were you running from?" Nellie paused. Then she looked down at her hands. "We escaped." "From what?" "Home," she said, almost too soft to hear. "It's not home anymore." Evan waited. He didn't push. After a moment, Nellie added, "They burned our village. Took everyone. My sister and I ran into the storm. We thought we would die." She looked at Sarah and gently touched her hair. "I thought I lost her." "You didn't," Evan said. "Not anymore." As the day passed, Evan checked the bunker systems. The heating grid, the power levels, the motion sensors all normal. Except for the security log. It showed a short energy spike last night. Something powerful. For less than 1 second. Strange? He whispered. When he came back into the room. He saw Nellie standing now, holding onto the wall for balance. She looked better. But her left arm was glowing softly at the wrist. "Are you hurt?" Evan asked, stepping forward. She quickly covered it with her sleeve. "No, I'm fine." But Evan had already seen it. A glowing symbol, the same shape he saw on the wall last night. It was coming from her body. That night, after Sarah finally woke and ate a little, Evan gave the sisters a room of their own to rest. But again, just like before, the lights flickered. And this time, he heard a sound, a whisper. Not from his speakers. Not from the storm. Not from inside his mind. "Protect." Evan froze. He looked around. The room was empty. Then he saw it. Another blue symbol, glowing briefly on the floor near Sarah's bed. It pulsed like a heartbeat, then faded again. He stared at it. "What are you two?" He whispered. The next morning, Evan decided to ask at breakfast. While Nellie helped Sarah drink, Evan looked directly at her. "Nellie," he said, "that glow on your arm, the marks on the walls. I need to know." Nellie looked away. "You're not just survivors, are you?" She was silent for a long time. Then she said, "They're going to find us." "Who?" "The ones who burned our home. The ones who want Sarah." Evan's chest tightened. "Why Sarah?" Nellie didn't answer directly. She just looked at her sister, and her eyes filled with fear. "She's changing." "What do you mean?" "She doesn't know it yet, but something inside her. It's waking up." Evan frowned. "You mean like a power?" Nellie gave a slow, sad nod. "She's not like me, not like anyone. And if they find her, they won't let her live." Later. That day, Evan stepped outside the bunker to fix one of the damaged external cameras. Snow crunched beneath his boots. The wind had calmed, but the air was heavy. Too quiet. As he adjusted the panel, his scanner beeped. New signal detected. Evan stared at the screen. A short-range beacon. But not his. Not from the bunker. It was coming from less than 1 kilometer away. His blood ran cold. Beacon was alien military grade. Someone had activated it recently, and it was broadcasting a signal directly toward orbit. Evan stared at his wrist scanner. A signal. Alien, recent, close. He double-checked it. The beacon was broadcasting less than 1 kilometer from the bunker, probably hidden under the snow or rocks. But the worst part? It wasn't a distress call. It was a locator. A silent ping. A message that said, "We found them." His hands tightened into fists. Someone knew Nayli and Syrah were here. Someone was coming. Back inside, he acted normal. He didn't want to scare them yet. Syrah was humming quietly as she played with a broken datapad Evan had given her. Nayli was helping clean the food station, still weak, but trying to be useful. Evan walked over to her. "Did you activate any signal?" Nayli froze. "No." "You're sure?" "Yes. Why?" He took a deep breath. "Because someone did. About a kilometer from here. Alien code. Military style. It's broadcasting." Nayli's eyes went wide. "No," she whispered. "No, no, no." "What does it mean?" "They've found us," she said, trembling. "The hunters." Nayli sat down hard, holding her head. "They used to work for the royals. Now they work for whoever pays more. After the palace fell, they started hunting survivors, especially ones with bloodline gifts." Evans' heart sank. "Like Syrah?" Nayli nodded. "She doesn't understand it yet, but she's not normal. She was born during an eclipse. My mother used to say she had the spark. I thought it was just a story, but then things started happening." Evan remembered the symbols, the glowing skin, the strange voice in his. "Mind, she's dangerous?" he asked quietly. "No," Nayli said. "She's innocent, but if they find her, they'll use her. Or kill her." Evan walked to his weapons locker. It was small, mostly mining tools and one old plasma rifle. "This place isn't made to fight off hunters," he muttered. Nayli stood. "Then let us go. We'll run again. You've done enough." "No," Evan said, looking her straight in the eyes. "You're not going back out there. Not alone. But they'll come for you too. Let them." He spent the next 2 hours preparing defenses. He turned off all external signals, rewired the entrance doors for lockdown mode, set up motion sensors around the bunker. Then he scanned the beacon's location. It was buried under a tree, stump and still active. Evan knew what he had to do. He loaded his rifle, grabbed a thermal cloak, and slipped outside while the girls were resting. The walk was tense. The snow was thin now, but the cold still bit through his clothes. Finally, he reached the beacon. It was hidden inside a cracked communication pod. Definitely alien tech. The logo was scratched, but the design was old royal tech, the same kind Nayli had described. Evan bent down and shut the device off, but the screen blinked just before it died. Signal locked. Reinforcements en route. Evan's blood turned cold. It was too late. They were already on the way. Back at the bunker, Syrah stood near the door. She was looking up at the sky. "Syrah?" Evan called. Walking up fast. She turned and looked at him. Her eyes were glowing softly, now light blue, like frost. "Something's coming," she whispered. Evan looked up to through the clouds. A shape appeared, silent, metallic. "ADR, OPSHIP. No. Sound, no warning. Just drifting down like a bird of death. Inside the bunker, Nayli grabbed Syrah's hand. "We hide in the tunnels below. You know the way." Evan nodded. "Go. I'll slow them down." "No," Nayli said firmly. "They'll kill you." "Maybe, but they won't touch her." Evan sealed the lower tunnel. The girls slipped inside. The door hissed shut. The outer sensor pinged. 3 life forms, armored, armed, approaching. He checked the video feed. Black suits, visors down, tall, slow steps. Like machines. Then one of them spoke through Evan's radio. "We know who you're hiding," the voice said. "Cold, robotic. Hand over the girls, or we burn you with them." Evan stared at the radio. His fingers hovered over the speaker. Then he pressed the button. His voice was calm. "Come and get them." Evan stood still, the radio crackling softly in his hand. Hand them over or die with them. A voice from outside was cold, cruel, no emotion. Not even hate, just a job. To finish. He dropped the radio on the table and stared at the screen. 3 dark figures moved closer to the bunker door. Their armor was black and heavy. Their visors hid their faces, but Evan could feel the danger in the way they walked, calm, slow, like hunters who knew their prey couldn't escape. He took a deep breath. Then he locked down the main entrance. Steel. Doors slammed shut. Security lights turned red. He activated the internal defense systems, basic shields, EMP pulses, and a few old shock traps. Not much, but enough to slow them. In the tunnel below, Nayli held Sira close. They sat inside a hidden chamber, small, dark, silent. Sira leaned against her, whispering, "Why are they doing this?" Nayli stroked her hair. "Because you're different. I don't want to be." "I know." A soft hum vibrated through the wall. Sira flinched. She looked up at her sister. "He's fighting for us." Back in the control room, Evan grabbed his plasma rifle. He checked the battery. Half full. The ground shook. Boom. An explosion at the front gate. Smoke poured into the camera feed. One of the hunters was cutting through the outer door with a heat blade. Another was planting a shock charge. Time was running out. Evan moved fast. He set up electric traps near the inner corridor. He triggered the smoke defense. White mist flooded the hallway. Then he took cover. His heart was beating too fast, but his hands were steady. He had to survive. He had to protect them. Crash. The inner door burst open. One hunter walked in, scanning the room with a red sensor beam. Evan waited. Step. Click. The floor trap activated. A surge of energy hit the hunter, making him drop to one knee. Sparks flew. Evan popped out from behind the crates and fired. 1 shot. 2. 3. The armor cracked. The hunter collapsed, but the second one rushed in, faster than Evan expected. He tackled Evan hard against the wall. The plasma rifle flew from his hands. The hunter grabbed Evan by the neck and lifted him. "You should have handed them over," a voice said, cold and robotic. Evan gasped. His vision blurred. Suddenly, the wall behind them shimmered. A soft, blue light appeared, and a voice echoed through the room. "Let him go." The hunter turned just in time to see Sira standing at the tunnel entrance. She was glowing. Not just her eyes, her entire body pulsed with soft blue-white light. The air around her shimmered like heat waves. She was barefoot. Her hair floated slightly, as if caught in a slow wind. Her face wasn't angry, but calm. Too calm. The hunter raised his blaster. Evan shouted, "No!" But it was too late. Sira's eyes flared. In a blink, a wave of energy exploded from her body, silent and bright. It hit the hunter full force. The man screamed, but his voice twisted strangely, like it was being pulled apart. Then he turned to ash, armor and all, and vanished into the air. Evan dropped to the ground, coughing. His hands shook. He looked up at Sira. She was crying. "I didn't mean to," she whispered. "He was going to hurt you." Nayli ran up and held her. "It's okay. It's okay. You saved him." Evan couldn't speak for a moment. Then slowly he stood up. "You? You have powers," he said quietly. Sira nodded, still sobbing. "I can't control it." The third hunter, the last one, stood at the edge of the corridor. He had seen everything. He didn't attack. Instead, he turned and ran. Out of the bunker. Back toward the dropship. Evan ran to the screen. The hunter was already inside the ship, lifting off. He wasn't staying to fight. He was going to report. "They'll come back," Nayli said. "I know," Evan answered. He looked at Sira. Her glow was fading now. Her breathing was back to normal. You said she's not normal, he whispered. You were right, Nayli nodded. But now you've seen what they want. Evan walked over and knelt in front of Sira. You're not a monster, he said. Gently. You saved my life. I'll protect you, both of you. Sira looked up, her voice barely a whisper. You're not scared of me? I've seen scarier things in the snow, Evan smiled weakly, and none of them made me soup. But far above, the dropship sent a new message into space. Coordinates. Location. Status update. Target confirmed. Eclipse child alive. Human guardian present. Awaiting next orders. The bunker was quiet again. But it wasn't peace. Not anymore. Evan sat in the control room, staring at the damaged floor where Sira had released her energy. The metal was warped, burned. The security system in that section was completely fried. He still couldn't understand what he had seen. Sira, a soft-spoken alien girl, had destroyed a trained hunter with a look. No weapon, no scream, just energy. Pure, glowing energy. And now, he wasn't sure if it could happen again, or if she could stop it. In the other room, Nayli sat beside her sister, brushing Sira's hair gently. Sira's head rested in her lap. Her skin was warm. Her glow had faded, but her eyes were distant-like. She was somewhere far away. Nayli, Sira whispered. Why does it hurt when I use it? It's not supposed to be used. Not yet, but I didn't choose it. I know. Sira grabbed her sister's hand tightly. Will I turn into something bad? No, Nayli said firmly. You're still you. Later, Evan came in with food and sat near them. Sira didn't speak. She kept her eyes on the floor. Evan broke the silence. I owe you my life, Sira blinked, but I killed someone. You saved me, he replied. You didn't want to hurt anyone. You were scared. She looked at him. And next time, what if I can't stop it? Evan leaned forward. Then I'll help you stop it. That night, Evan did what he did best. He prepared. He scanned the skies for more signals. Nothing yet, but it was only a matter of time. He started building a containment room, not to trap Sira, but to protect her and others in case her powers activated again. He also downloaded old data from galactic archives, looking for any mention of the Eclipse Child, and what he found scared him. The Eclipse Child wasn't a myth. It was a real event once every 1,000 years, when a child was born under a rare black star eclipse. That child held energy unlike any other species. Not just weapon energy. Life energy. Death energy. Reality-bending power. It had only happened twice in the past. Both times, planets were destroyed. One by war. One by fear. Evan shut the screen. He looked toward the room where Sira slept. He had a choice to make. In the morning, he took Sira outside. For the first time since the storm ended, the snow had melted slightly. Sunlight filtered through gray clouds. It was calm. Sira sat on a rock, holding a flower Evan had grown in his greenhouse. She looked peaceful. Evan sat next to her. I read about others like you, he said softly. Long ago. She didn't reply. Do you want to know what I found? No, he smiled sadly. All right. They sat quietly for a moment. Then she said, I don't want to hurt anyone again. You didn't choose what's inside you. I still feel it. It moves like it wants out. Then we teach it to listen. Sira looked at him, her silver blue eyes shining in the light. You believe I can control it? I believe you're not alone anymore, Evan said. Down in the tunnel, Nayli was watching the scanner. Suddenly, a red light flashed. A ship was entering the atmosphere, faster than the last one. Heavier. And it wasn't a hunter dropship. It was something bigger. She ran to Evan. They're coming again. How many? At least 10 life forms. Maybe more. Evan looked at Sira. Sira stood up. I'm ready. She whispered. To be continued in Part 6. He became more than a savior. He became home. The sky above the frozen valley turned dark. A new ship broke through the clouds, twice the size of the last one. It was silent, black, shaped like a blade. Evan, Nayli, and Sira stood outside the bunker, watching. Evan's heart beat faster. They're early, he muttered. Too early. Nayli narrowed her eyes. This isn't a hunter-class ship. No, Sira whispered. It's royal. Evan looked at her. Your people? No, Nayli answered. Not mine. The ones who took our world. The ship hovered just above the ground. It didn't open fire. Instead, a large door slid open, and a dozen armored soldiers stepped out in formation. Behind them, a tall alien woman walked down, dressed in silver and red robes. Her face was sharp, and her eyes glowed like cold stars. Sira stepped behind Evan. The woman raised her voice. Return the girl, and no one will be harmed. Evan stepped forward. She's not going anywhere. The woman tilted her head. You're just a human. This matter is far beyond you. I don't care, Evan said. She's with me now. Nayli stood beside him. You abandoned your people. You let them die. And now you want her, just to use her. The woman's voice stayed calm. The Eclipse child is not meant to live free. That kind of power must be controlled. No, Evan said. She must be protected. The woman raised a hand. The soldiers aimed their weapons. Evan didn't move. His hand rested on Sira's shoulder. I told you once, he said softly. You're not alone anymore. Sira stepped forward. Slowly. Her body began to glow again. But this time, it was different. No shaking. No tears. No fear. Only light. Gentle. Controlled. The snow around her melted in a perfect circle. The air shimmered. Her hair lifted in the windless calm. The soldiers backed away. The woman narrowed her eyes. Sira spoke, her voice soft but powerful. I am not your weapon. I'm not your tool. She took Evan's hand. I choose my home. The woman hesitated. Then she turned. You've made your choice, she said coldly. So have we. She and her soldiers returned to the ship. Evan waited, ready for a last attack, but it never came. The ship lifted into the sky and left. That evening, the three of them sat near the fire inside the bunker. It was warm. Safe. Sira rested against Evan's side. Nayli smiled softly from across the room. You stood between use and death, Nayli said. I just did what anyone should, Evan replied. No, she said. You became more than a savior. You became our home. Weeks passed. The snow melted. A new garden grew. Sira learned to control her gift with Evan by her side. Nayli found old royal texts and began translating them, building a new future. Free from the broken past. And Evan? He wasn't alone anymore. Final scene. Sira ran through the new greenhouse, laughing. Nayli walked behind her, holding a datapad. Evan looked up from his tools and smiled. Far above, stars shimmered in the quiet sky. For the first time in years, the cold world didn't feel empty. It felt like family. The end.